This week on Inside Boulder News, Valmont Bike Park hosts the Cyclo-Cross National Championships. The CU Freestyle Ski Team brings home a gold from the Winter World University Games, and Boulder gears up for a new year full of significant steps in the possible creation of a local electric utility. Welcome to Inside Boulder News. I'm Ashley Prill. The Cyclo-Cross National Championships will take place at Boulder's Valmont Bike Park next weekend. Cyclo-Cross began as a way for early road racers to stay in shape in the winter months.
And it started off very interestingly as what was called a steeplechase. You know about these in running. The steeple in most European towns was the one iconic thing that could be seen from virtually any place. And by the way, it's very flat in most of the parts of Europe where cyclocross comes from. So they would run these races over mud, through fields, over stone walls on their bikes to get from point A to the steeple.
Cyclo-Cross has since developed into a full-time sport. The typical competition season lasts from September to February.
The racers are not very typically not sweating in the open summer heat like we see in the Pro Challenge here in Boulder. They're up against the elements: frigid rain, sleet, sideways snow, and torrential mud typically, which is a huge feature of our sport.
Boulder is considered one of the major hubs of cyclocross because of the number of athletes we have living in town and for the permanent cyclocross course we have at Valmont Bike Park.
Without question, having nationals here is the realization of the dream of this biking community.
Cyclo-Cross Nationals takes place January 8th through 12th at Valmont Bike Park, and you can watch it for free. Racers can be seen every 6 to 7 minutes, and races last anywhere between 20 and 60 minutes. Vendors will be there as well for entertainment for the fans. For details, go to facebook.com/BoulderCX14 or follow the action on Twitter. In other biking news, an artistic bike rack designed to commemorate the Pro Cycling Challenge is up and operational for biking and art enthusiasts alike. Local environmental designer Michelle Lee won a contest to design a functional piece of art to commemorate the Stage 6 finish of the Pro Cycling Challenge in 2012. It took Michelle more than a year to bring her vision to life using unique materials.
It feels great. I mean, I'm just excited. I hope that I want to get a few more bikes locked up to it and have, let people know that they can, lock their bike up to it. And I think that'll be, it just makes it look more functional. So it's really nice to be able to go by it every day and just check it out and see how it's doing.
The fluid piece represents the 4 major hill climbs the racers endured during the Pro Cycling Challenge. To create the curves her design needed, Michelle chose to experiment with a material called corian that's typically used in countertops and installed flat on vertical surfaces.
Well, I started to look around Boulder and I'm like, we don't have corian anywhere outside, and we've never thermoformed it or heated it up and used it in a curve like this. So that was the exciting part for me, was just to push the material out there. And I also think it gives kind of a very futuristic and kind of sleek look to the bike rack.
Michelle also chose corian because of its renewable characteristics. It's long-lasting, withstands cold and heat. Due to the light color, it won't fade, and if it gets scratched up, instead of repainting, it can be sanded down to be restored. For Michelle, exploring this new material was the most exciting part of the process.
So there's the steel in here, and then it's just the corian on both sides. They had these metal pieces, and then they took flat sheets of corian and they put it in a big oven, and they became very pliable. And then they put the sheets on top of the metal and clamped it down. And once it was clamped, and cooled, the corian just kind of kept its shape. And then they came back with a saw and they trimmed off all the extra pieces, and they were able to come in here and trim all of that out.
Michelle's bike rack can accommodate up to 4 bikes. It's located just across from the Boulder Transit Center on 14th and Walnut. Stage 7 of the USA Pro Challenge will ride through Boulder August 24th this year. While most of us were preparing for the holidays, the CU Freestyle Ski Team was brushing up on their Italian and getting ready for their first international competition. The team represented the United States at the Winter World University Games in Trentino, Italy. 2,800 athletes from over 50 countries competed in the games, and despite a few challenges, CU FST came home with 2 medals.
It was a pretty incredible experience, sort of like a mini Olympics in a way. So it was really cool to be a part of it. And Russia ended up winning the whole competition, and they had, I think, like 55 medals in total, and the US only had 4 medals, 2 of which came from us, from freestyle. So that was really impressive to see.
And all of our students are taking 12 credit hours per semester. So considering that, I think we did very well, especially because we brought home gold and bronze for women's slopestyle. The next thing for us is nationals, which is in March, and again, we're looking to bring home another title. Last year we brought home both men's and women's national titles, which is the first time we ever did that. So looking to do that again.
If you'd like to be part of CUFST, the requirements are simple. Applicants must be enrolled at CU and must be dedicated to improving their skiing skills and working as a team. To find out all the details, log on to CUFST.com. 2014 promises to be a significant year for the city's ongoing evaluation about whether to create a local electric utility. We caught up with Executive Director Heather Bailey to talk about the many different aspects of a busy work plan.
So the first thing we'll be looking at is the acquisition of the assets that we need to operate a local utility. We also have significant work to do at the Public Utility Commission of Colorado. Our goal is to maintain the highest level of reliability that we can. Another thing that's very exciting is we are going to begin developing the transition work plan, and what are all of the other things we have to do and have in place in order to operate a utility. For example, simple things like the accounting system, billing, customer service operations, a fleet yard, a yard for poles and wires and things like that. We are continuing our discussions with Xcel Energy, and we're really anxiously awaiting the delivery of a package of new products and services that they want to be able to offer to Boulder and as well as the rest of their service territory that might help meet our energy future goals. So there is a lot going on, and once Xcel presents those, we'll be evaluating them, and then ultimately they'll be presented to council. So there's a lot of work that's going to be happening in the next 6 months.
You can continue to follow the path towards possible municipalization or other ways to achieve our community's energy goals throughout the year at boulderenergyfuture.com. Thank you for watching Inside Boulder News. Stay in touch with us on Facebook and Twitter by submitting news tips and questions. You can also sign up to receive video updates right in your inbox. Just go to boulderchannel8.com and click on subscribe.